Hello everyone, this is the Carlsen-Dubov game from the Meltwater Champions Chess Tour, the Opera Euro Rapid Knockout. This is round one, Carlsen-Dubov. So e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, knight f6, d3. Standard opening, bishop e7, castles. This is like the two knights. c3, castle, rook to e1, h6, knight bd2, bishop e6. Carlsen takes the bishop, opening up the f file. Knight f1. Again, this is round one of the Champions Chess Tour Opera Euro Rapid Knockout. a5, knight g3, a4, bishop d2, then d5, flashing out at the center. Carlsen plays b4, pawn takes en passant, rook takes, queen takes. Okay, d4, queen to b1, pawn takes, bishop takes. So far, it's pretty even. Black is holding his own. b4, attacking the bishop. Bishop goes back. Could have gone back to, well, e7. Then after b5, the knight would have a hard time finding the square to go to. Yeah, bishop here, then b5. Well, knight, then knight d4. Or could we take the pawn on e5? If here. Computer says take and then place the queen on b3, attacking e6. Now knight takes right away. We could take right away. Then bishop c5. But he played bishop b6. Then Carlsen attacks. He advances his pawn and attacks the knight anyway. Knight goes to d4. Bishop takes. Or knight takes e5 may have been a possibility too. Bishop takes, bishop takes. Then queen to b3. The problem is black has this weakened e6 pawn. White could also place the knight on f5 because the pawn is pinned. King on g8. Queen d7, knight to f5. Optically that looks good, but it doesn't bring about a big threat to black in this position. But knight f5, knight g4. There has to be a better move. Knight h5, planning to go to f4. So knight h5. This was better. What if we would go here? No, then queen to f7. Queen to f7, unpinning and also attacking. So g3 is out of the question here because queen there. And the knight would not be defended by the pawn on g2. So that's instead knight g4. Carlsen takes, pawn takes, and then e5, solidifying that weak e6 pawn, black's pawn. h4. You're also taking square away from the knight. h3 was threatened also here. h5, queen c4, rook takes. So black decides to sack the exchange when rook to e8 or d8. Rook to d8 was better. Queen to c4 is attacking the pawn. Yeah, he may lose that. He may have lost that d4 pawn anyway. So rook takes, pawn takes. Knight back to h6. Rook c1, attacking c7. Carlsen is already up the exchange here. Dubov decided to sack the exchange. So now it's just a matter of technique. He can take check. Oh, Carlsen puts himself in trouble there. It looks like with King to H1 with the option, gives Black the option of a discovered check, but all of the discoveries are harmless, but knight takes. Well, if he would have played King to F1, then knight takes. The king here, then knight takes H2, and that's more so of a draw. Yeah. Well, king here. Yeah. Then if here, then he has to. Then the H pawn becomes a threat. Though white could probably maybe stop it, but it's hard to get that rook over, it seems, without lifting the king. So Carlsen, he had to calculate this very carefully and check. Then F3. So he was willing to give up 2 pawns. Well, he has rook here. Oh, queen to E4 better. Yeah, queen to E4. Maybe Black should have taken that pawn. That was his better choice, probably. Yeah, instead of taking the B5 pawn. Then rook to E1 attacking. That knight is everywhere. Now the knight is pinned, so he fell for knight takes rook there. He loses the knight. So Carlsen wins the first knockout game against Dubov. It's very interesting. Looks like in this position, looks like Carlsen is in trouble, could be in trouble. Knight takes F3, and here he should have just played knight takes F3 instead of grabbing the pawn. Knight takes F3 was the only chance. So Carlsen wins his first game against Dubov. Thanks for watching.